Okay, 96 Ford Thunderbird. Was a very well-known issue is when you have the ground effects version of the Ford Thunderbird, it comes with this spoiler. This is the original spoiler. In a previous video, we replaced the LED with the brake light here, third brake light with a brand new one. And in another video, we reinstalled it back onto the car. Actually, that might be part of the same video. Anyway, so we're gonna take care of it. The issue now is that because this this spoiler here is made out of fiberglass, but it's not lightweight. It's actually quite heavy. When you pop the trunk does not want to lift up. You have to actually manually lift this trunk up. And if you're on an uneven surface, or if there's even the slightest breeze out, this trunk will slam right back down on its own. This is a well-known issue with this car. And so when I was over at the Thunderbird forum, I was looking at adjusting these springs. The other issue is that even before I put this spoiler back on, if you pop the trunk goes up just fine. But you catch a little bit of a breeze, this trunk will slam up. And so we want to prevent that from happening as well. So in my search on the forum, I found a guy who actually put lifts here, just like on the Ford Mustang, a lift kit. So I bought lifts for this car, so we're going to install them right now. Okay, so there's a couple ways to go with this. The guy on the Tbird website, this is the method he used. He used a it was a metric 8.1.25. So he used a metric 8.125 coupling that he got from McMaster-Carr, and then he put one of these ball sockets on here, which is actually looks like this. This is how it comes, which do not come in 8.125, but these come in 5/16 18. Now 5/16 18 is actually pretty darn close to 8.125, but it's not that close. So showing you the difference. Now what I ended up doing, okay, so this is a 5/16 18, right? And this is still an 8.125. So it'll start to screw in, but then it stops. So you can actually get away with cutting this thing off really shallow and then screwing it in, because it has a lot of shear force by getting that butted up against like that. So you can actually do that. Now what I did is I ended up tapping this. I ended up taking a 5/16 18. I ended up tapping this spot right here. Actually, on the other side, I tapped this spot right here, and I just screwed it straight in. And I left this as the 8.125. Now here's the difference. This is a metric coupling. This is a 5/16 18. And you see how they're substantially different. This one here is going to give you more contact surface with the upper bolt in this trunk, which I believe will give you more stability. This to me is the weak link in this whole operation, is that when this shock or this lift is attached to that, it's always going to want to be pushing it backwards. So you need as much stability as you can, because being long like this and having that much force going back, it's going to want to bend it. So you're going to want to have good surface area here contacting the body of the car. And this one here gives you less. I think it's going to be more prone to actually bending or breaking off the upper bolt. So that's why I went ahead and paid. These were cheaper too. This was like 98 cents. This was like $3.50. So I went ahead and paid the extra $3.50 to get these instead. Like I said, I tapped that to the 5/16 18 just in this one section right here in order to be able to put the ball socket in there, and that was the finished product. And so that's what we're doing. And inside the trunk of the car, which I'm going to show you next, that is going to it's going to screw directly into an existing bolt that's on both sides. This we also got from McMaster-Carr. It actually had 3 holes, all the same size. I used a step drill to drill it out to the size I need. I think I drilled to 7/16, something like that. But you got to drill it to the size that matches the spring bar. You're going to see that. So that's how I drilled that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the car. We're going to put it onto the spring on this side, and then we're going to put a screw here and a screw here to fasten it up against the bar itself, and then we're going to go from there. These lifts here I got on eBay for $13 for the set. They're cheap, but I'll bet you they do the job, and these were designed for, in fact, the Mustang for the same year, for the same purpose. All right, so see this here, this is the passenger side. See the bar right there? You can see the tang sticking out from the spring. If you go back there, you see how I already have the one attached? If you go straight in line with the trunk, you'll see that it's directly back there. Now that cord is actually blocking the way, so we're going to leave this light right here. I'm going to hold this in place and show you where this one screws in. See that? Screw right into place. Make sure it's nice and snug. Alright, that one's in. That one's in. And like I said, the only thing I'm worried about is that this, with the forces pushing it back, may not be able to handle it. And if I find it starting to bend, then I'll probably put a strap between here and here and make it more solid. But I don't think we're going to need that, because the guy who originally posted this whole article did not say that there was any issues configuring it this way. Alright, so here's the bar. Like I said, I told you I drilled that out already. So it was on there. So we just center it up with here, center it up here. We're going to drill a hole here, drill a hole here, and fasten that directly. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to get that done, and then you're going to see what the finished product is. So right here, as you can see, I ended up drilling 2 through holes all the way through the bar. I drilled a number 29, which is like 0.139, in order to accommodate number 6 screws. You're like, well, why so small? Because I believe that this bar right here will serve as the main structure, and these 2 are really just to give shear strength up against the bar itself. Anyway, the original poster said use number 10s, but that means you got to drill larger holes into the support right here, and I don't want to weaken this thing any more than I already have to. So I think that right there is going to be good. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and we're going to test it out. That took some strength.
Nice shit.
So there you go. There you go, in place. And then here comes muscles again. This one's kind of hard to line up. You gotta push it in. Take a look at that. Oops, sorry. Alright, so I put it on both sides because I was told also by the original poster that if you don't have a spoiler, that one's enough, but with a spoiler you might want to go with 2. Let's see what our finished product looks like. Alright. No problem closing it. And what do I do with the key? Oh, there you go. And let's pop the trunk, see what happens. Ooh. Well, that went up a little faster than I expected it to. But it went up. And it stayed up. So that went up a little faster than I thought. That was going to go up a little bit slower than that. So, let's see that again. Okay, that was a little fast. So I'm kind of wondering if I might just go ahead and remove one of them and see how that works out. So let's try it with just one. All right, well, seems to me that one is plenty. Goes up slow, stays up. No, nothing getting it. I like that. It's not going to fall down on its own. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Alright, so like I said, on the website he said if you have a spoiler, he recommended using 2. I put 2 on there right away, which I guess I should have tried 1 and see how it worked. But it turns out 1 actually works much better with the spoiler on. it goes up too fast. I thought it was too fast. I like that much better. That looks much smoother. Comes down easy, no problem there. Goes up without flying up, much smoother, and it stays up. I don't see no wind's gonna blow that down. Look at that. Worst thing that's gonna happen to it, it might come down here, but it's not gonna slam on your head. So we'll play with it right here. I left the other one intact. It's all back there. All the parts are in place. So if I need to put it on, I can only do is snap it back in. But for now, we're gonna call this job done. And the finished product. Yes. Go ahead and step on it a couple times. Much better. Much better. All right, that concludes the spoiler. Go ahead and pop the trunk just so we can see how that thing goes up again. Very nice. And closes very easily. Nice. Excellent.